Hey there, how's it going? Welcome back, and it's really good to see you again. Now today, in case you couldn't guess, I'm going to be looking at doing some green screening, in particular with the BlackMagic ATEM Mini, which is a great little mixer. It takes 4 HDMI inputs, does a whole heap of really awesome tricks, including pulling a really mean green screen. Let's have a look at that. G'day, welcome back, great to see you again. Now before I get started, just a quick reminder, can you click on the subscribe button down below if this is the type of video that you're interested in. If you've got any questions or comments, put them down in the comments below, and of course hit the like. And if you've got other people you know who might be interested, hit that share button as well. And that's enough blurb of that stuff. Let's start looking at the BlackMagic ATEM Mini and some of the cool tricks it can do with pulling a decent chroma key. Now, a chroma key, for those who don't know the term, is where you're keying out or subtracting and making transparent pixels of a particular color. That's why we use chroma. Chroma is color, and we're keying it in that we're choosing those pixels of a particular color and we're making them transparent so you can see things behind them, which means that this green screen behind me here will just like disappear and something cool will turn up in its place. Now it's really easy to do that in the ATEM software control that we've got here. I'll just flick to that so that you can see it. So here's the ATEM software control. It's got a few things in it that I'll just quickly go over so you know what we're talking about. The first thing up here is the 4 program cameras. Now this is the camera, the video input that we can see on screen. At the moment I've got cam 4 hooked up to the Mac here. Over here we've got some other video generators. This is just generating black or 2 different colors that you can program in. This one gives you color bars, and this one here is a media player where you can load an image up and have that projected as a video source as well. Next to this one we've got the transition area for chroma keys, for actually pulling a key and having it displayed on screen. Won't go into that now, you'll see about that one later on. Down the bottom here we've got transition styles, the transition bar, and past the downstream keyer and fade to black button, and we'll have a look at these palettes up here. Now in the palette menu up the top here, well, the thing that you're going to be looking for is the upstream keyer. I'm just going to click on that one now, and I'll show you all of the little bits and pieces in there, and in particular just give you a really quick overview of them. In the settings on the right hand side here we've got 3 menus at the top. One is palettes, and we've got media player, and we've got output. Now media player and output we're not touching at the moment. The palettes is one that we will look at, and in particular there's one item in here called the upstream key. I'm just going to switch back to that so I can show you some of the things that are in the upstream key menu, because you're going to need to know about them in a second. So here's the upstream key menu. If I just click on that, it brings this up, and it's got 4 tabs in here. One is a luma key. The next one we've got here is a chroma key, and this is the one we're going to be looking at now. Also up here is a pattern key and digital video effects, which is what gives you your picture in picture, so you can have one little small image up in the corner of another. Now in the chroma key menu we've got a whole pile of little settings and things in here that looks quite complicated when you're first looking at it, but I'll just give it a run through so that you've got a really quick overview of what's in here. Once I've done that, I'll show you some really quick steps to pull a key very quickly. It'll make a lot more sense after I've had a chance to go through all these menu options. So the first one at the top here is the fill source. Now the fill source is the picture that has the green screen in it. So in my case the fill source is, well, it's this camera here that you're looking at now with me and the green screen. This is your fill source. Next thing you've got down here is the chroma sample, and this is the color that you're in, the color range that you're going to want to be making transparent. Below that we have got some key adjustments, so you can adjust the key. And this is it sort of just tweaks the variation in the key color to say I want a wider range of green or a smaller range of green. Then we've got a chroma correction which can suppress spill. The spill thing is useful where if you've got a large area of green that goes all the way up and around you, the light that you've got in your studio or space could reflect off the green screen and onto the subject. This spill suppression and flare suppression here can stop the subject from picking up some of the color if there's green screen bouncing color onto them. In my case, of course, this is all up behind me, so I don't have that reflecting onto my face, so it's not a problem in this case. And then down here we've got some color adjustment. Now these here don't affect the chroma key at all. They've got nothing to do with the keying, therefore helping you fix up the image so that it blends in with the background. For example, if I had a picture of Mars behind me and the atmosphere is there, it was all very red and oranges and stuff like that, and here's me sitting in the studio chroma keyed daylight white earth color, that wouldn't quite work so well. So what I could do here is increase the amount of red in the image, and that would make me more red when the key is turned on. So it's not going to do it when the key's not applied, but when the chroma key is applied, then you can color adjust your subject to match into the background. Very simple. The next thing down here is the mask. The mask lets you pull in an edge of the screen. So it says you could create a mask that comes to here and on this side over to, say, here. Top one could come down to here. So anything outside that mask area would definitely be 100% transparent. So that if you're pulling your key based on the green that's immediately behind me here, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment, and the stuff out here was a bit shadowed or tinted or something like that, and that corner didn't quite key out properly, you can use the mask to get rid of that stuff there on bulk. It's like just if you had a pair of scissors, you could cut up around here so that you're only worried about the immediate area around the subject. That can be useful sometimes, but you don't need that if you make sure that your green screen is fairly evenly lit in the first place. And the last bit down here is a flying key. I'm not going to go into that right now because that starts getting a lot trickier. And just leave a comment below if you're going, hey, I'm curious about the flying key, do me a video on it. Oh, well. I'm just a nice guy like that. Okay, so let's get into this and have a look at how to pull the key really quickly once you've got something like this set up and you've got a couple of backgrounds ready. I happen to have a couple of backgrounds ready. Here's one of them here. Okay, I built this up on another desk just near me over here, and it's just out of a whole pile of paper Minecraft blocks and a pig and a work table. And I've got another one it's just a great photo that I found. Okay, so let's get started on this thing. We're going to have a quick look at the keyer and just a couple of concepts as we go so that you can understand why we do things in a particular order. Once you've got this in your head, then it's really easy to pull the rest of this sort of thing off. Now, the first thing I want to do here is I'm going to switch this to preview mode. And I do that just by coming to output up here and scrolling down and choosing preview from this menu. Now what I'm going to do is come back up to the top of here, and I'm going to click on Chroma sample just here. Okay, now I've got this box on the screen here. You can see it's got these little fuzzy lines just around my beard. That's recording on there, that's nice. And I can drag that around here, and as you can see, that's moving around. Now what a lot of people do, and this is a big gotcha, is they move the sample box into an area that's not part of where the subject's sitting, and they make that sort of decent size and they get a sample off there. That's a very logical way of thinking, because obviously you don't want to sort of green screen, you don't want a chroma key of right here where I'm sitting, because that would be silly. It would be chromaing out the wrong kind of area, you'd think, but that is exactly where you want the box. So what you want to do is say, well, your subject's going to be sort of sitting here in the middle of the screen. That's all cool. So we'll get this box over here. No, we'll come here and we'll make that chroma area in here a good size, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to step away from here. See what I'm doing now? And I'm going to make sure my chair's out of that box as well. And then what I'll do is I will just click up here to say that's my chroma sample. And as you can see up here, that's the sample color up in the little box here. And that's the color that's going to be used to key out the whole image. I can click on preview there. And there you go. Because we're in the preview screen, you can see me. I'm popping up right there. How excellent's that? So I'm just going to do a couple of cleanups on this. The background, if I just a little bit in to get that green edge from around my hair. See that really godlike glow I've got. Foreground, maybe I could bring that up a little bit. No, I don't really need to do that. And straight away there, we've got a pretty good key, really, haven't we? There are these color boxes down here, and we're looking at the preview at the moment. Don't forget, if you have a look over here, you see that there says preview, and I can change what's behind me by choosing a different video source. So I can just choose straight black. There's some white. I've got an orange. That's looking pretty clean, isn't it? There's some bars. That's really good. And the next thing I'm going to do is going to turn preview off here, so which takes us back to that. And I'm also going to come back up to the output menu and go program, so that what's coming out onto my main monitor here is once again this green screen. So now what we've done is we've created a key. So up here you can see I've put camera 1 as the fill source. That's the video feed that has the green screen in it. It's always the video feed that's got the green screen in it, and that's the one that you're creating a key on. Now I'll just tell you really quickly about the order of images that you're seeing on screen. This isn't the background. This is actually in front of the background. You just can't see that yet. Now the background image I want to use is this one here. It's my Minecraft set. So I want to have this as the main feed, so you can see I've got channel 2 here. I've got camera 2 live. This is camera 1 that I want to be in front of it. So if you can imagine two transparency sheets, I've got the Minecraft stuff at the back, then I'm going to put this plate that you're seeing now with me on it in front of it, and the person watching it is looking at it this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the green pixels on this one here, all of these things, I'm going to make them transparent, so where they are you can now see right through them to the plate at the back. So you've got your program video source, then you've got your fill source in front of it, which is your green screen. Now that you know that, you know why things are in a particular area. So up on here you can see that I want camera 2 to come up as the main video feed, and I've got the camera 1 fill source over here. Now we've gone and set the key, we did that before. We now know what we want as the main plate, and that we want this one in front of it. So on the next transition, and this is how easy it is, you have your main video feed, you have your chroma key that you got in front of it up here, and then on the next transition you want to go to key 1. So that's not on air at the moment, and we've made sure that we're in program mode up in the output menu. Now when I hit the next transition, which is going to be a cut, and I'm going to do that in just a second, it's going to switch to camera 2, which is my Minecraft set, with the key running, and the key is going to be camera 1. You ready for this? Boom, there we go. Just like that. And here I am sitting in my Minecraft feed with Piggy over this side. I'm trying to do this in my monitor. So Piggy's over here. Now that's as easy as it is. You can see that when I hit the cut button, it swapped over the camera 2 and camera 4. If I hit cut again, it swaps them back and takes that off here. If I hit cut again, it puts it back on. So it's remembering to toggle that the on air for the key each time that I switch the between program and preview up here. So even though I'm in the AB switching mode and not program preview in the software control, it's still using the program preview two different scenes to be able to switch between, well, this one here and this one here. So what you're looking at now is not the video coming into HDMI 1 directly, but you're looking at me talking, and camera 1 is the fill source sitting on top of camera 2. Hope that's sensible. I'll just quickly run right through that again. So to pull a key, currently I'm talking to you on camera 1. Now I'll just switch this to camera 4 so you can see what I'm doing. In the preview, I want this to be camera 2 as my background. Camera 2, if you remember, is the Minecraft scene. And over here I've got camera 1 set up as the fill source. This is the picture that you're seeing right here that's got the green background and everything. This is the camera 1 feed. So I've got the camera 1 feed as the fill source, I've got camera 2 as the video feed, and I can turn the key on here. When I hit the transition, it will go on air. Boom, just like that. And that's how you do it. Really, really simple. Background source, foreground source, set your chroma sample, and push key 1, and then you can cut to that. Easy as, and I'm doing this pretty much as live as you're ever going to see it. Oh yeah, I did say I was going to look at the media player too, didn't I? So just very quickly, I'll cut back to the ATEM software control. Down here we've got the media player. If I click on that, it brings up a whole pile of media options where I can load in an image, and I can drag a photo here up into media slot 2, and they're all still images, and you can have 20 of them. I think I can just drag that one over into there, that's right, and it puts that into there, or I can drag that one in and it drops it into there, and that goes into the media player. There's only one media player. You can have all of these stills ready to go, but only one of them is active in the media player. Now when I come back to the switcher, instead of having camera 2 as my background, I can choose to have the media player as my background. Now these here are all valid video sources in the same way that your cameras coming to the HDMI feed are. So from the perspective of the ATEM Mini, there's no difference between an HDMI feed coming in and a still image in the media player, or the color bars, or one of the 2 set color things. And I'll just quickly show you how that works as well. I'll just cut back to the composited image. So here's me sitting in the Minecraft background again. What I can do now is I can change from camera 2 to media player 1, and I'm just doing that. Here you can see the media player 1. I hit the switch, and this is the image. Yeah, I'm looking a bit too white for here, so I think what I need to do is maybe take some blue out of there, up the green a bit, and now I fit better into the scene. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? If I cut back, I'm not color corrected anymore, I'm just in the studio. Cut into here and I'm color corrected again. Just wanted to show you guys that one as well. I'll just drop back here to the Minecraft one because, well, I spent so much time building all this, and I really want some of these blocks up here and these ones up here. I want life size. I want these life size things, especially a life size pig, so that I can just build this whole thing in my property, cut down the real trees and house and stuff, and just build Minecraft house. That would be awesome. So there you go. That's pretty simple anyway. So if you found this useful, of course, don't forget to click on the subscribe thing just down here, and there's this video and this video up here that might also have some cool stuff in it that you're looking for, so definitely watch those right now. YouTube said they're just right for you, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.